Hello, everyone. Welcome to a special edition of The Path Forward with Cassandra Williamson. Uh, it's been a hectic day today. It sure has. We got a lot going on the mall in Washington, D.C. I know that the president has arrived at the reviewing stand, according to Fox News anyway. I'm going to turn on my TV so I can actually keep track of some things going on there and turn the volume down. So give me a minute.
Forms that span every U.S. conflict since the Revolutionary War. It's a living timeline of our military.
Okay, I'll turn that down because we don't need to hear the conversation. Okay, so we have this parade getting ready to go on right now. It starts at 6:30. There is no rain. It looks like the sun is shining there, which I guess that's fine. I really don't want our troops to be just soaking wet to honor this man for his birthday. Do you really? Oh, goodness. I'm expecting my friend to come on board here shortly. Let me see. I'm trying to get my hair fixed, do everything. Oh, my goodness. I don't know who's watching, but put a note down there in the comments. Let me know where you are. Phew. That's not even better. That's worse. Shoot. Oh, my gosh. Anyway. So, yeah, I'm watching Fox News up here, and I know that they're sycophants for Trump. And I get that. I understand it. I know they're kind of brainwashed at this point. But that's fine. I mean, it is Trump's birthday, and that's fine, too. Everybody has one, right? It just so happens that his coincides with the celebration for the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army and the 248th anniversary for Flag Day. So there we are. Let me see. I'm supposed to have somebody coming in. Where are you? So let me have to turn some lights on here. Hold on a second. Got behind the 8-ball. Some kind of adapting things here. Hold on a second. Okay. So right now we're looking at the stage. It's got 2 tanks sitting in front of it. I'm sure if you're watching the news, hopefully you are watching the news and watching something. And thank you for being here with me today too. But we do have this parade getting ready to start. It's scheduled to start at 6:30 Eastern time. And I'm looking up because I've got a monitor above my head up here in the top. And right now they're just watching it all happen. America, 250. Okay, so first thing is, I do want to say very clearly that I'm honored. It is an honor to be able to sit here and acknowledge the 250th anniversary of the United States Army. It was not the U.S. Army when it was first founded, when it was founded in 1775. So it was the Continental Army at the time. George Washington was put in command of it. So here we are, 250 years. And the Army has done some remarkable things over the years and accomplished great things and been very adaptive. They've adapted to a lot of things. They've moved from the cavalry kind of thing into drones and every darn thing else, keeping up with the times. And right now what's happening on the mall basically is just, acknowledging that. And that's good. That's good if it had not been preempted by President Trump. Now, I know that it's going to come across from all the people over on the right and Fox News and different ones that, this is just coincidental. Well, he wanted one back in the first term. Okay, they wanted to do one then. And they've been planning for this 250th anniversary since before the election in November. Yeah, we know that too, okay? We know all of that as well. But the difference is it's now been taken over by Trump. And they really didn't want to do this in that sense. But what we're seeing happen is that Trump is trying to tie the military to himself. Celebration of the anniversary of the U.S. Army under his command, and he's called these leaders within the Army and the Navy and the Marine Corps, Coast Guard, all the service branches, his generals, his admirals, his military, as if they were his personally. And that's the way he sees things, by the way. And let me take this call really quickly. Hold on a second. Hello.
It's telling me it's going to be 24 hours before I can stream on this.
Oh, well, no. You need to be able to get in. Let me see if I can send another link to you. I'm going to send it straight to your email, okay?
Yeah.
All right, copied the link. Here we come again.
I'm
Do
gonna
it from
close
this one.
that one and open it.
Okay. I'm connecting with a friend who wants to come on with me. Hold on one second, everyone. And let me compose this. Let's see where it goes to really quickly. Okay. Red Dog. No. Bobby Reed. No. Well, I don't seem to have you in that one. I'm going to try to send it again. Here we come. Hold on, everyone. Let me get back over here to you. Thanks for hanging on and watching. I do have someone coming on who actually served in the Army back in the Vietnam days. So, compose to there, link. And this just says link in the title here. Okay? In capital letters.
Send it directly to the primary account and I'll get it.
Yeah, that's where it went the last time. Post. Why is it not letting me post? To it. Okay. Now, here we go. Sending it right now. Okay, everyone. So, yeah, we're watching this occur. We have J.D. Vance right now coming on board to the reviewing stand, apparently, bringing his wife and children, which is great. And that's fine. That's fine. J.D. did serve in the military. And the Marine Corps, and even though he was a public affairs officer. But no, there's no problem with that. He is the Vice President of the United States, duly elected to that position, and so is Trump, duly elected to his position. Fine. Fine, no problem with that. The difficulty I have, personally, is about making these two things synonymous. Celebrating the military at the same time we're celebrating President Trump's birthday. Granted, he is 79 today. I mean, he's getting up there in age. His mental faculties are no doubt going to start declining before too long, right? Everybody knows that. As you age, you start slowing down a little bit. Granted, also, that he doesn't appear to be slowing down a whole heck of a lot. But right now, he's standing up there at the reviewing stand, and they're firing off the guns for the 21, I guess it's the salute. I don't know which one they're doing. It's 21 gun salute, maybe. But anyway, let me see. Waiting for my friend to show up in here. Still don't see her here at all. Anyway, so right now, the president, oh, here we have somebody just showed up.
Hey,
You're here. I see the Mad Mouse.
that is me. I am here.
Yeah. So what's that hat you have on there, Mad Mouse?
Well, it's one I'm fixing to go change.
Oh.
If you'll give me just a minute, I'll be right back. I'm going to go change my hat.
Okay. Okay. So anyway, we have President Trump and Melania Trump up there on the stage, and military is honoring them, apparently, as is absolutely expected. He is the president, after all, and you have to give him that. Okay, you have to give that. We don't want to disrespect. There's a lot of people out there who have told me you need to disrespect this man. He doesn't deserve respect. Look, he is the president of the United States, whether you like it or not, whether you agree with anything that he has done. He's still the president of our nation. And that's the thing that is missing in all these conversations. Too many times, far too many times, we are trying to divide our country into this and that and different groups and all this kind of stuff. And each side does not yield to the other. And they all say each one is just as bad or call each side evil. But they have different ways of viewing this country. We come by it honestly, folks. We come by this as an honest way from way back in the day when Hamilton and Jefferson were arguing over all this stuff before. We come by it honestly. So right now we're looking at the president saluting the flag and the parade of the soldiers in front. And I'm going to give it a moment of silence while that occurs. I do have my sound off from that on Fox News, but I just want to let that go right now as they're doing this, because here comes the Army marching down the street. I think they got a little bit of an early start, but everybody is saluting right now and watching Fox News live from DC. as the president saluting, Pete Hegseth saluting, Melania with the hand over her chest, and then a young lady singing from the Army. I don't know what you call it, band. Bobby, you watching any of this stuff live on Fox?
Yeah, I'm fixing to turn it in.
Okay. I've got my volume turned down. I see. We can't put that out there.
I'll turn the volume way down.
Yeah. I'm just watching it at this point. We don't know what's going to happen around there. We do know that the Army is 250 years old today, which is worthy of all of the respect we could possibly give them. I know a lot of people in the Army, including my friend who is right here on the screen with me right now, who served in Vietnam. And I'll let my friend there, the Mad Mouse, tell you a little bit about all of that if they would like to, and that would be great. But so we have a lot of stuff happening today. The shooting that occurred up in Minneapolis, in Minnesota, where the two Democratic leaders were shot. That's horrible news actually coming out of there. The person who did it actually had no King's flyers in his car. I don't know if they were used as targets for people or what he was doing with that. All kinds of stuff coming out of there. That dampened a lot of the news broadcast today as well. It took the wind out of a lot of this stuff. And right now we have a person on here called Tim Smith. It looks like a picture of Valley Forge. And now here's something interesting about Valley Forge. I want to tell you something. Those of you who find this kind of stuff fascinating, they won't mention it. They will not talk about this. General Casimir Pulaski was there, helping get the cavalry organized and the Army organized and making it a more efficient military. But he was, at best, intersex because his bone structure was female, as we discovered when his body was exhumed in the mid-2010s. I find that so fascinating. Yeah.
One thing I've noticed already, Cass, is it doesn't seem to be that 200,000 people crowd there.
Well, I can't really tell for sure, but yeah, I mean, that wouldn't surprise me, actually. I think there's probably at least that many in Philadelphia for the parade that's taking place up there today.
Right.
But, you know, I'm going to give them benefit of the doubt, though, because, you know, the Army's worth that kind of honor and respect. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The Army is 100% worth that. And the sad part is to me, as a veteran, as a person who just watched our president talk at the base that I was assigned to for years, which was the 82nd Airborne, come in there and select people, try to sell merchandise.
Oh, yeah.
What really disappoints me, though, is I was watching the lines of people coming in this afternoon and the number of children there. What are they going to think?
Yeah.
What are those young children going to think about this? We watch parades through fences with guns.
Right, exactly. You got those anti-scale fencing all around that place. Can't even get close. It's like a cattle chute. You know, the cattle chute's out where you kind of guide the cattle either into the truck for slaughter or into the barn or to get, you know, turn the cows into steers, whatever.
Well, the whole thing is really pretty simple. If we could all just get together and work together, it'd be all right. But unfortunately, you know, you've got these greedy people that want money and they're going to do anything they can to get it. So,
exactly.
You know, we're going to have to fight hard. I've been talking to myself all afternoon. Now, technically, Trump is my boss, but I don't think I could follow one of his orders because I wouldn't see it as a legal order.
Yeah.
I swore an oath to the Constitution, not to Donald Trump.
Right. Right. And many of these people out there probably do say the same kind of thing, that they're concerned about it too. The imaging, the way it's being presented and all that. And that's a big problem. I mean, it's a deliberate attempt to associate the Army with the president, this president.
Absolutely. And he's already talking about putting troops in other cities.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. A lot of other states are actually activating their National Guard unit. They already have. Missouri did today, too.
Mm-hmm.
Florida, I don't know if they've activated their National Guard or if they've activated.
Oh, no, he has offered the state police to California.
Oh, has he now? That's a new one.
Yeah, our little mafia unit down here, he's offered that to Newsom.
Okay. I know that DeSantis has that special police force, whatever it is, guard.
That's what it is.
Oh. And what about that one sheriff down there who said, if you come out here and you want to protest, we're going to kill you?
Well, that's basically what he said. If you throw a brick at us or a rock or do anything, we're going to kill you.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That was in Brevard County, I believe, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'm not sure what county that is, but I'm glad I'm not there.
Yeah, me too. Wow.
You know, the thing that's so sad about this is we already know the tricks he's playing. Mm-hmm. We already know where he's headed. Why is it that these people are so supportive of an authoritarian type system?
I don't know. I think they like the idea of a strong boss, strong leader, a strong man kind of leader. A lot of people do, especially, I mean, I talked about this the other day on one of the shows, probably said it several times, is that I've been in business for myself for a long time too. And many times in business, you have to be authoritarian. You have to tell people what to do. And if they don't do it, you address that issue right then on the spot. And I know that's where Trump comes from, but it's also the fact that government is not run that way. You don't run a government like a business. You can't, because it has to be able to hear people. But if half the country voted for this, then that's what they got. They got a person who is a strong boss, a strong man, an authoritarian. And
you'll have to excuse me here. What I see is a man in elevator shoes, wearing a colostomy bag, wearing orange makeup with fake hair. Now, where is that a leader?
Well, I don't know.
I know. He leads the golf course.
Oh, that's right. He leads on the golf course. That's right. But these people follow him. So how do we account for that?
Diabolical, low, underhanded, devious mental disorder.
No, they're pretty rational people. I mean, honestly, they're pretty rational. It's just that they actually want this. And here's the thing, though, and I mentioned this on one of my other programs too, there at Mad Mouse, was that these things come and go in cycles. And whenever certain minority populations start gaining more of the rights that everyone else has, then the conservative part of the country always rises up to push it back down. I mean, they've been doing it for years, decades, really. And so we're at that point right now where this cycle is on their side, but it will fall and we will get to move forward a little bit as time progresses. We have to get through this horrible time period right now.
Does that mean I still have to talk to the AI on the phone?
Well, probably. I don't know how to tell you otherwise on that one, but I do know this is a lot of what's going on out here right now, is that a good sized majority population in the country. And I know there are a lot of people who are starting to turn against what he's doing, Republicans and Democrats, obviously, But there are a lot of people in opposition to what this man's doing, and so especially in his attacks on minority populations, even if they don't have the voting block, it's still an attack on another American. So especially when those Americans are just as highly qualified as anyone else, if not more so. So I don't know how you address all this. Right now they're showing a picture of the ellipse in front of the White House, it looks like. Supposed to have a band playing there. I think Lee Greenwood's going to be there, a couple others. But
Oh boy, maybe
Yeah.
we can get Kid Rock in.
yeah, right. Led Zeppelin, Kid Rock. Oh my goodness! So the phone's ringing in the background. I just have to ring one. But anyway, watching paratroopers come in right now over the parade, and I really sincerely do hope that things go peacefully there. I don't want to see anyone hurt. I do know that we have a lot of young people out there with weapons in their hands, and they probably don't have ammunition. Most of them don't, anyway, but some do. And so we don't want to repeat of Kent State. So that is for sure. We don't want that. So what do you think? That's what you used to do right there. Not the one with the smoke flying off the bottom, but
Oh, you talking about paratrooping?
yeah, paratroopers. Yeah,
Yeah, fools jump out of planes all the time.
yeah, right.
Then after a while, you figure out, is this the next one going to be the one that it doesn't work?
Right.
You start counting the odds and you say, you know what? I think I'll change my idea.
Yeah. Now we
But
have
you know, it really worries me. Now the midterms are coming in a year,
yeah,
and Trump is like underwater in the polls terribly. He's like minus 21, which is way below where he was in his first term.
hmm
But how much more damage is going to be done between now and then?
Well, that's a really good question, and I actually think we have a really good guide to look at to anticipate next moves. It's called Project 2025. Right there. If you want to see exactly what the plans are, just check them off. Right down through there, each one of the chapters.
Well, the saddest thing I've noticed is the complacency in the young people that have no idea what 2025 is.
Yeah, me too. Me too. And it's crazy. I don't know. I don't know how do we get to those people? How do we tell them? How do we show them what's going on?
One at a time.
One at a time. Yeah. Right where you live, work, and play in your communities.
You grab them by the arm and you say, look, you're worried about what's next? It's all written out for you here.
Yeah. Yeah. True enough.
His whole method of dealing things was create so many diversions. People get divided and they start fighting themselves. And they don't know which way to turn, and I'm lost and this and that. But he's worn out his talking points. And his talking points are running into problems because, some of these immigrants are longtime friends of people in this country.
Yeah.
Very important part of job.
Yeah.
And businesses are literally being destroyed because of this current action. So, and then of course we got this Bing brain down here that, we'll get rid of all the immigrants and change the child labor laws and let the children pick the fruit in the fields.
Yeah.
I mean, give me a break.
Right. Well, today he issued an order, or actually rolled back some of that on the immigration stuff. He said, make sure we leave alone the restaurants and the hotels and farms. Try to slow down on raiding them for immigrants, for illegal immigrants. I guess
Boy.
on that one, it wasn't going to work. If you want to feed America, you got to have people out there. And, even though
Yeah, I prayed for a Tinkerbell today.
Did you? Yeah, well, we know it's not over yet, so we'll see. Here's what Here's what the Mad Mouse is actually referring to. Let me pull up a scene from my computer here really quick. Go here and select that and get an image up here on the background and pull this one. This would be nice. It would be nice, but getting across those barriers and getting through uniformed and ununiformed Secret Service and police would be difficult. That little image right there of somebody standing in front of the tanks and kind of pull a Tiananmen Square on it. That would be great. It would suck the wind out of this thing in a big way. It really would. But I seriously doubt that somebody's going to be able to get across that. Now, look, there's some who could, technically, but the question you have is, would they get shot doing it?
It depends on the degree of the emotion of the people at the time at the square.
Yeah, right.
And the problem is the emotion is ramping up as it's going on.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to, I've watched the crowds and they're trying to ramp it up and get it more hostile and more hostile.
Yeah. They want violence. They're asking for violence to come in from
Oh, absolutely.
the other side of that fence, and they want to be able to use that as cannon fodder for ammunition to go after everything that the other part of the country actually, is fighting to support. If I can say it in that way. So,
Well, I have one problem with it. Now, having been part of the 82nd Airborne and a few other units, these people swore an oath to protect the country.
mm-hmm.
If Trump asked me to do something right now, I'd tell him it's an unlawful order.
Yeah. I did see one retired admiral referring to something like that. That even though this, and this is what she said, even though this is disgusting, it's disgusting that Trump is associating this military celebration of the U.S. Army, the 250th anniversary of the U.S. Army, even though he's drawing a direct association there, reinforcing the images of an authoritarian leader. But so far the orders have been legal. Whether or not they're moral or not is another story. And that's how she basically put it.
Now, legal definition is taking a strange turn.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm just looking to see here. Let's go to the Weather Channel.
Is it raining up there yet?
That's what I'm looking at.
We're seeing some soldiers from World War I going down the street now, it looks like. Well, not right there behind them. Thanks. World War I. There we go.
Well, rain is picking up north.
Is it? Well, I'm glad to see them actually acknowledging the different wars the U.S. military have been involved in, the big ones around the world. I'm curious. I don't recall seeing one from the Spanish-American War, or the Mexican-American War either. From the halls of Montezuma. Oh well, that's Marine Corps. So
I don't have any problem at all with a parade.
right,
The Army absolutely deserves it.
yeah,
Flag Day absolutely deserves it. But I do have a problem with $134 million for playing golf. I do have a problem for a $400 million airplane they can't even use. Medicaid, Medicare, trying to chop it, butcher it down to nothing. Yeah. And like a full-blown Trumper, I'm an independent. And a full-blown Trumper told me today, he said, I kind of liked it better the way it was when Biden was here. At least we knew what was going on.
Right.
Which is what we don't know now.
Right. Yeah. Well, that's pretty cool right there now.
Well, what are we missing on the big screen?
Well, they just walked through some of the World War One uniformed soldiers.
It looks to me like they've only got one little rainstorm up there, so it's not a lot.
Yeah, it's going to be all right. They're ready for that. I'm still wondering if there's any way for someone to get in front of the tanks.
Oh, anything's possible.
I know, I agree.
I don't have the soldiers per se looking at them, but how are their expressions?
Well, muted. So right now I'm looking at a caisson of some kind. Got soldiers on it. Oh, wow. Is that a phone? There's the cavalry coming through. There's Pulaski's creation. They'll never acknowledge who he actually was.
Yeah. Cassian,
A lot of people have been.
I'm absolutely praying that today goes quietly and peacefully. But I think the point has been made. America is tired of what's going on. And I don't think this is the end of the push to try to do some changing.
Yeah, I don't either. A lot of people are asking why No Kings, why that title for No Kings is showing up all across the country right now. And the simple explanation is that Trump views himself as one. Whether or not he says it out loud, that's how he views himself. All you have to do is look at the Golden Tower, the Golden Escalator, the Golden Shower. I mean,
Okay, no, you,
shower.
no, you hit it right on the head.
No, I know. This is deliberate. But that's what that. And then you look in the Oval Office and all you see is gold glittery stuff, you know, and it's the Gilded Age all over again. And then you ask yourself now, what's important about that airplane, that jet from the Qatari government? Well, it was the royal family's airplane, their jet, okay? And they know how to manipulate this man. They know how to pat him on the back.
Has a throne room in it.
Yeah, I mean, it's just craziness. That's why he likes it, folks. It makes him feel important, and he needs that kind of ego stroking from all these people. And that's why you see in cabinet meetings nothing but brown nosing and obsequiousness. Bending over backwards to say, you're the greatest, you're the best, and figure it out too. They figured out that this is how you tap into this guy. You pat him on the back, you give him some golden nuggets, and he's all right.
Don't forget to catch it.
Oh, to catch it, yeah. And the showers.
Yeah.
Oh, he's standing up saluting now with Hegseth beside him, and Melania on the other side. World War II. Soldiers coming through now.
I gotta see some of this.
Yeah, I mean, you're missing a lot of that. I mean, it's good that they're doing this. So I'm really is. Earlier in the week, I'd said something about come back on Saturday, and I will say something that you'll never ever hear me say ever again. Okay.
Live parade footage.
Yeah. So, well, see, look, I went to the Naval Academy, and the big rivalry was against West Point, the Army. And we always say, go Navy and beat Army. And that's all you hear, at least in a lot of the circles that I run in. Go Navy, beat Army. But today, given that it is the 250th anniversary of the Army, I will say, go Army. But I won't say beat Navy. There's no freaking way I'm going to say that. I will say, go Army. Good job, Army. Congratulations. That's amazing. 250 years. Yeah. I'm wondering, this is the thing I'm wondering though. There are some more service branch birthdays coming up this year. So I wonder if we're going to do the Coast Guard one like this and
Hmm.
the Navy. And I'm wondering if he's going to have a big parade for the Navy and a big parade for the Coast Guard and the Air Force.
I just noticed he has bone spurs in his hand too.
Oh, does he? Does he?
Yeah, salutes with bone spurs.
Oh, well, it could be Dubitrins too, you know. But they would have taken care of that easily. That's what
in the world?
I've got that in my hand too. Anyway,
No
Passing-
fat people allowed.
yeah, no fat people, no fat soldiers out there marching around. I'm surprised that there were women actually out there on some of those horses, but that's fine. That's good. I'm glad they're there. So, yeah, I just saw that too. I thought that was fascinating. So they're doing everything in their power to make sure that this comes across as being the 250th celebration, 250th anniversary celebration of the United States Army, but indirectly associating it with President Trump and his birthday, which is today. It's also flagging.
Take the word indirectly out of there.
Yeah, well, you know, it's direct, I know, but that's where we are.
Oh, I'm so excited.
What are you seeing right there, Robbie? What you're looking at?
I'm looking at tanks and people sitting in them, and
Uh-huh.
one guy's got a girl sitting on top of the tank with him.
Hmm.
Maybe that's Tinkerbell trying to get into position.
Oh, shoot.
I mean, I don't wish the parade bad,
Right.
but I just have, we don't need a king and we don't need a dictator.
Right. No. I agree.
Well, and anybody that thinks the Holocaust wasn't real, they're kind of off in a dream world, and
Yeah, exactly.
that's
agree.
where we're headed. So,
Yeah, a lot of people out there are deniers of everything, history and science and all of it. And that's what Trump has brought out a lot of this across the whole federal government.
well, shows a lot of people that can't commit to things.
Yeah. Well, here comes the trucks.
I don't know, Cassie, but I would certainly do what your job is, which is the path forward.
Oh, yeah.
Use this as an opportunity to try to give people information to move forward without getting in financial or physical
Right.
problems, food resources, whatever.
Mhm.
Definitely try to avoid conflict because these people are nuts. All it's going to take is one and it's all over.
Yeah. And I think they don't want to see another Kent State either, to put it bluntly, over on that side. So, yeah, they don't want to see a repeat of Kent State.
Well, if there's no violence, he says, look, I scared them out of it. If there is violence, he said, it's their fault. Either way, it's our fault.
Of course, especially, yeah, exactly.
Joe Biden planned it all.
Korean War stuff's going through now.
Yeah. I'm just getting different segments of, military soldiers marching.
Yeah.
Wonder
wondering-
how long this is supposed to go on.
7:30.
Oh my God, how boring can you get?
Right.
Well,
Yeah, there have been some decent parades. You know, you and I, we've seen a few along the way, and then some along the way.
yeah, like I say, I have a tremendous amount of respect for the Army people and the
Right.
flag, but beyond that, I have no respect.
Right. Right.
And I'm just,
So tell me something. Tell me something. You got that hat on. It says disabled American veteran. So yeah, that's a sharp looking hat.
thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
What does it say on the back of it? I know you told me.
I forget.
It says suckers and losers back there. I know that. Yep. That's what Trump thinks of veterans and active duty military. He can't figure out why on earth somebody would want to do something for no thing other than service to the country. That's the thing he doesn't understand. He can't comprehend people who think like that. So obviously, if you get captured, you're a sucker and a loser. If you die, you're a sucker and a loser because you went there and you knew better. Oh, no, you went there because you served your country and you protect the Constitution and you serve something larger than yourself, which Trump is incapable of doing. He serves himself. And everybody knows that. I mean, you'd have to be blind not to see that and not know it. Come on. But the path
Yeah.
forward, that's a good thing about the path forward, though. Through this, right now they're in Vietnam, by the way. They're showing some scenes from Vietnam.
Thing that comes to me out of the hat
Uh-huh.
is it just brings exactly what he says into light.
Which is,
Well, disabled veterans are suckers and losers,
right. Yeah.
period. You know,
Right. You know,
and
it's crazy that people can't. I mean, he said that plainly. He said it out loud. And there's still people out there trying to pull what I call the Trump apologist tour, going out there. They didn't say that, really. Come on, he didn't mean it that way.
yeah,
They're yeah, right. Helicopters
Yeah.
flying now.
he meant it that way.
Yeah, of course he did. I meant it exactly that way.
Well, it should be exciting to him that I'm wearing a hat supporting what he said.
Oh, right. Absolutely. Get a big one across the front that says, emblazoned over here, says, suckers and losers, veterans.
Well, I mean, some people have told me, well, that'll get them fired if they had a hat like that. Why? That's what he said.
Right. Just repeating his words.
I
Exactly.
mean, I'm just trying to follow what he says.
Right. Don't blame it on me.
That's the one.
Oh, wow.
Well, do you have any other thoughts for the path forward today?
I was getting ready to get into that just a minute ago and I got distracted by something else. But yeah, the path forward part, well, you know, watching this parade right now in this particular moment to honor the Army is absolutely paramount. To honor Trump's birthday, no, that's not it, especially in association with a parade for the Army. No. As a matter of fact, 51% of veterans, whether Republican or Democrat, actually think this is a bad image. Because why? The image that's being presented here is the same image that we have seen. If you grew up during the Cold War or anything like that, you remember seeing the Soviets and the Chinese parading out their big missiles and their soldiers and stuff through the streets, and they got the missiles tilted up at like 30 degrees, like their big phallic symbols and stuff like that. They're proving their manhood kind of thing. Well, we aren't seeing any missiles here, but then again, you still got those little tanks with the barrels sticking up.
Well, I'm surprised we haven't seen any half tracks with little hands on them.
Yeah, right. But so basically the path forward part of this is, I can't even think of one good one right now, other than protect yourself. Don't do things that are stupid out there. Don't go out there and throw bricks and rocks at the police. Don't do that. As a matter of fact, if I catch that kind of thing, if I hear of things like that, I'm going to be the one letting the police know that you were the one who did it, because it's wrong. It'll be used as a weapon against all of us. Everyone really will. I mean, So start thinking how to move forward. What's the next steps that you need to do to protect yourself? Take care of your finances, take care of your information and knowledge, take care of preparing for whatever eventuality might occur. You know, just be ready and get involved in your communities. Get out there and be seen where you are, because if you're not, then you're invisible to them, and they need to know that we're here and that everybody, all the minority populations are here. And I'm not talking just about trans people or just about anyone in the LGBT community or anyone that's Hispanic or Samoan or anything like that. All of them, all total. Be seen, be heard, be involved, engaged. And that's how you start winning things over a period of time. Right now, this parade that's going on in DC, well, that's the center of attention for right at the moment. But there are thousands of parades and thousands of protests taking place around the country that involve the No Kings movement and others out there. As a matter of fact, there was one parade actually in honor of the 250th anniversary of the Army that was canceled out of Fort Sill in Oklahoma because of threats to them, threats to the U.S. Army for a parade in Oklahoma City. Now, let me tell you, if anyone out there knows who did that, who threatened them so much so that they had to cancel that parade, they need to have a fire lit under them, and somebody needs to turn them in. We can't have stuff like that. We don't need stuff like that. In Oklahoma City, a parade for the Army would have been just a parade for the Army. Leave it alone. That was a nice one. But yet,
Sandra,
yeah.
did you ever consider that maybe one of the soldiers turned it in?
That's always a possibility, but I doubt it. I do. It's a serious threat, a threat that was serious enough for them to cancel the parade in Oklahoma City. And that's disturbing. That really is disturbing. It just boggles my mind that people would do that. Now, up here in DC, I'd love to see somebody out here doing this right here in front of the tanks when they come down. That one, or this one.
I like Tink.
Yeah.
Tink can handle it all.
Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, rather than just hanging out here and going on and on and on, I don't know that anything's going to happen. If it does, I'll break back in. But at this point in time, I'm going to end the stream and ask everyone to come back out Monday at noon and 6 p.m. And we'll get into what all the news sources are saying about all of this. Now, just remember, there are things happening around the world. For instance, the Iran and Israel are at it. Israel has every right to defend itself. They did. They went in and tried to take out all the nuclear facilities and some leadership there in Iran. And personally, I applaud that. Personally, that's me. I do think they have every right to do that. And Iran is a major source of all of the terrorist activities taking place in that region, taking place there. To the Houthis in Yemen, to Hamas, various ones all around the region. I mean, Iran has been the major provocateur, and Israel has every right to protect itself, as we would do. So, and then just remember, we do have this manhunt going on. I don't know if they found the person who committed these heinous murders in Minnesota. I hope they catch that guy and find out exactly what the heck was going on in his head, make him do something like that. And yeah, I would say it no matter who was shot. All right, everybody, have a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Albie, you can stick around. I'm just going to turn